We live in a world obsessed with perfection. Social media filters, polished resumes, and carefully curated success stories make it seem like everyone else has it all figured out. But behind every achievement, there's almost always a trail of mistakes, messy attempts, and quiet moments of doubt. The truth is, the road to improvement is rarely tidy. It's filled with setbacks, awkward learning curves, and imperfect efforts. And that's not a flaw, it's the process. Think about it. When was the last time you learned something truly valuable without stumbling at first? Whether it was learning how to ride a bike, navigating a new job, or simply trying to have a difficult conversation, it probably wasn't smooth. You made errors, you got frustrated, maybe you even wanted to quit, but you didn't. You learned, adjusted, and grew, not because you were flawless, but because you kept showing up. This is what psychologist Carol Dweck refers to as the growth mindset. She writes, "Becoming is better than being." Instead of fearing failure, people with a growth mindset see it as a sign they are stretching themselves. The mess is not proof that you're broken, it's evidence that you are building something. Yet so many of us are terrified of being seen as anything less than perfect. We delay starting a project until we feel fully ready. We avoid trying new things because we might not be good right away. We hold back our ideas, our emotions, even our dreams, because we're afraid they might not be good enough. But here's the truth. Perfection is a moving target. And the longer we wait for things to be perfect, the more life we miss. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors in history, failed thousands of times before finally inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he famously replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His success wasn't born from genius alone. It was built on resilience, patience, and the willingness to learn from imperfection. In fact, some of the world's most influential thinkers and artists leaned into the mess. Leonardo da Vinci left many of his works unfinished. Beethoven composed some of his best music while battling deafness. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They used what they had. They kept going. Imperfection, when embraced, becomes a powerful teacher. It teaches you humility because failure reminds us we don't know everything. It teaches you empathy because when you've struggled, you understand the struggles of others. And it teaches you courage because showing up despite the mess takes strength. Brené Brown, a research professor at the University of Houston, says, "Imperfections are not inadequacies. They are reminders that we're all in this together. When you allow yourself to be seen as imperfect, you give others permission to do the same. You create a space where authenticity, not performance, is what matters most." There's also beauty in the mess. The Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi finds value in things that are imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. A cracked teacup, instead of being discarded, is repaired with gold in a process called kintsugi. The flaw becomes part of the history, highlighted, not hidden. It's not a mistake, it's a feature. This isn't just philosophy, neuroscience supports it too. According to research by Dr. Robert Bjork at UCLA, the struggle of learning, called desirable difficulty, actually helps the brain retain information better. When you're challenged and even confused, your brain builds stronger neural pathways. That discomfort you feel while learning, that's your brain growing. Still, it's easy to forget this when you're in the middle of a setback. It can feel like you're falling behind or failing completely. But often, that's when the most important growth is happening, beneath the surface. It's in the showing up, the trying again, the choosing to learn instead of giving up. Angela Duckworth, known for her work on grit, explains grit is passion and perseverance for long-term goals. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about sticking with something even when it's hard, even when it's messy, even when you doubt yourself. That's what builds character. That's what builds success. So how do you start embracing the mess? First, allow yourself to be a beginner. Let your first attempts be imperfect. Progress doesn't come from waiting for confidence. It comes from acting despite fear. As the author James Clear says, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Build small, consistent habits that support you through the messy middle. Second, find safe spaces where vulnerability is welcomed. Surround yourself with people who value growth over appearances. People who won't judge you for trying, who won't walk away when you struggle. These relationships will remind you that you don't have to do it all alone. And third, change your self-talk. Speak to yourself with the same compassion you would offer a friend. If they stumbled, you wouldn't call them a failure. You'd encourage them to keep going. Give yourself that same grace. Improvement is not a destination, it's a practice, a way of living. Each day, each moment is a chance to begin again, to get better, not perfect, just better. And over time, those small, messy, honest efforts build something beautiful. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to start where you are, with what you have, and grow from there. Your imperfection is not something to hide. It's your power. Your proof that you're trying, that you care, and that you're still becoming. So the next time you feel the urge to wait until everything is perfect, don't. Start. Even if it's shaky, even if it's slow, even if it's messy. Because the mess is not the opposite of success. The mess is how we get there. Embrace it. If this message found you in the middle of your own mess, maybe that's exactly where you needed to be. Growth doesn't begin with perfection, it begins with honesty. If this spoke to you, give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more quiet reminders that it's okay to grow slow. You're not behind, you're just becoming. Thank you for watching.